Kind of fun, this team composition here from the DN Freecs. On the Dplus Kia side, they are going to win in the mid game, or they are going to die a horrible death, is kind of how it's going.
Enemy Cassante all outs you and then flashes on you. I wonder if they're trying to take... I wonder.
Well, he's still going to find Pyosik here.
You know, I think Shu's intuition did not fail him there.
No, he intuited
Here
well.
As well. If you can get to that 2-item spike, get 4 stacks on Pyosik, you're feeling good.
Well, you're also feeling good if you're Lucid here, looking for an angle onto Bulldog, who gets pulled into the red pit and then charmed up. Orbiter Setchum comes down, and there is the kill secured. First blood, actually, here at 13 minutes into the game. Kind of late, to be honest. You mentioned already that it was a slow game. I believe you.
I think it would have just been better to hold the flash. I think there's one of those situations where into Viari...
Than the Rod of Ages, but that will pay off later in this game.
It's also nice getting the Ultima Hunter stack.
Oh dear. Well, Dominus is going to be utilized here by Shu, but he's just thrown around like a ragdoll and will get taken down by Pyosik, who I believe gets a mark for it. Never mind.
No, he has
that
Vi.
was still on Vi. Never mind.
We put it back on Vi.
Yeah.
So
doing a lot of switcheroo.
Yeah, deliberating between. Still a good kill to get.
Oh, Bulldog gets it out of there.
Wants to play it safe. And Tower picked up as well for DNF, so first of the game.
Yep, second one is going to go down here towards the bottom side, but that'll be a little bit late. So clawing back the gold lead here, and you can see 200 is all that it is now. This will be the objective feats of strength going over to DK if they can lock it in. But Pyosik looking for an angle. Dance of Arrows gets him towards Beryl here, as there's the culling just to dissuade them from coming over. But everyone's here on DNF's side. Shu now looking for an angle. Doesn't have flash though, but there's the Vault Breaker to bring them on top of Dudu. The steal for Pyosik is fantastic, but Bulldog just blows up off to the side, and over the wall goes Lucid. He's out, and he's back in again. I don't know about that one, as he just gets magnetized. And the Lamb's Respite comes in. There's the pull away, but I don't know whether that was the target that Dudu really wanted to get. As now Pyosik, he's able to get over the wall, but the rest of them, they just get destroyed. As DK, they lose the objective, but they win everything else.
Yeah, big fight
there. And perhaps not the Renekton either.
Like as well, if he'd gotten the heal and then had used his ult to sustain back up a bit, maybe could have more of a fight. Because it would have essentially been a 4v4 coming out of the ult. Maybe if they burst down the Renekton.
Yeah. Could have been a potential angle. Speaking of angles, Beryl is going to be able to stand beside aiming, and that will be able to keep him alive. Yeah, there was a Rise rotating over.
Does have those 4 stacks, so he is starting to be a lot more of a threat now.
Yep, it's scary.
They are down in gold though overall.
Well, Beryl once again going to be taking a fair bit of damage. Has the Redemption in position, and we'll be able to keep him alive with that. As the Drake...
We have completed 2 items for Shu, for Lucid. Berserker's close to having his Manamune stacked up. Very close, very close. Bulldog is close to having his Saras a little further away.
Ow, man, this 2-item Ari is actually kind of hurting.
Oh, he needs that Manamune stacked up.
Oh, Seraph is done. Shu on a flank angle, though. The entirety of DNF are grouped up. They get control of the mid lane. That is at least something, as this is Soul Point. It's a big deal. Banana Brush control is there for DNF. They have that ward in the pit. Shu still lying in wait. Control ward goes down, finds the Crocodile, who only gets a slice. And now they dive in on top of Dudu. Shu able to get himself out of there as Dudu is able to pull them in, but the Lamb's Respite, just the corner of it there for Lucid was very, very funny. As there's the all-out, Dudu getting himself out again once more. And it is just Beryl that's on the ground. Never mind, I say that. And now it is Lucid that's dead as well. How did that even happen? The Realm Warp brings Bulldog over, and that is going to be the end of aiming. We thought that it was going to be the Otacon throw, but it was the Soul Point throw instead.
Berserker.
Yep, here's the angle. He does get the Valkyrie in. The flash comes out, the flash to follow, and Berserker picks it up. Pyosik going to be able to grab a dragon here for DNF. And this game is all tied up now.
That's the momentum killer that comes through. The Kindred buying so much time. The reset's not able to come in. And so many members of DNF surviving on such low amounts of HP.
So much of that made absolutely no sense as well. All of these health bars were on basically nothing.
Max. It's Rise Group.
That does. Yeah, they didn't catch on, as it turned out.
Yeah.
Pyosik did officially go down to 1 HP, by the way. Now DNF are on the Otacon. And DK are here, Lucid in position. The culling comes down, Life already down very, very low as Pyosik is the only one knocked up by that ulti from Beryl. Still, DK have that redemption, and it is going to be Pyosik that locks down the objective now. They're looking for a potential fight as old here. The charm connects onto Bulldog, but he gets into the Lamb's Respite, and oh no, the Rel is going to miss out. There is the ult from Lucid, and now the resets finally come in. Xiu and Dudu just doing their own fight off to the side here. Xiu wants none of it, but that is 3 for 1, and DK will take that any day of the week. It's basically clean, because Beryl dying is just normally part of 100%. Xiu is going to be able to make his way in here. This is definitely gone. As DK, they're going to say, you can have your Otacon. Before the last one, anything is throwable. It was a big lead for DK. And this Rebel Baron power play hasn't quite gone to absurd levels, right? It's a very early one. That means that often you don't get quite as much value. But still, DK very, very happy to have control because it means Soul Point is well and truly on the cards.
Yep, 35 seconds away, and Baron's still going to be up for them, so they can keep things pushed up and look to play for that. All they have to be cautious about is a big engage, but I think so many members of Dplus are quite mobile. It's very hard to find an engage angle onto a Lucian or an Ahri unless they really overstep.
Now Lucy going to find this control ward over the wall. And DNF, at least dealing with this wave quite well. There's another one is going to crash towards this inner turret. That is just going to die. So that will be the prize here for DK. Extending that gold lead ever further, ticking over to about 5k. There it is. 2.4, not too bad as far as the Rebel Baron power play is concerned, and especially if they get themselves this Soul Point. And they're being corralled. Lucid able to get on in here by himself. And there thankfully is like actually some vision that DNF has equal biggest gold lead.
Yeah, of course. And he spent that money well. Look, he has the upgraded plated steel caps.
Yeah.
Locket.
Absolutely. There's a Magnet Storm though to land onto 2. Out goes Beryl though. He puts up the door. Sometimes you engage, but it's on to 2 of the tankiest members of the team.
Well, they get a flash of Lucid, which is something. But
and the redemption.
Oh, TP flying coming in.
Yep, double teleports coming down as Bulldog once again pretty close to this one, but there's the charm onto Dudu. He has to flash to get himself out of the way. Lucid testing the waters here, but the culling is just going to melt the Rel, and off to the side. Dudu is once again opted in for a 1v1 that Showmaker will say is not, in fact, one of those. The flash forward, but the auto will follow this Corki, and Pyosik, he is in the Lamb's Respite, but he has to dash out of it, and that means it's a triple kill for Showmaker, who gets enough of these resets. Bulldog was backing on a control ward, which is not exactly optimal. And in goes Lucid to lock down the kill onto the Rise. That will secure the ace in trade for 1 Crocodile. And DK, even though it was a long series, it was still a victory here in the end. Unfortunately for DNF, not able to make their way through, but at least we got a Pyosik Kindred game in the end, and they kept it interesting. That was a good play around the Otacon that unfortunately went a little bit wrong, and DK were able to reign supreme.